Tonight was a triple threat elimination match for the NXT Women's Championship. There was that. We got Velveteen Dream's Full Sail debut. That and so much more. So stay tuned. This is the NXT After Show.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
You're lifting them stakes and you're eating those weights. I meant to say it that way. Welcome to the NXT After Show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I am one of your hosts, the internet's Mark Donica. You can find me on Twitter at Mark Donica, joined by the one and only Bill Hanstock.
Hey, everybody.
Where can people find you on Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter at Sundown Motel. You can also find me everywhere on social media at Sundown Motel because I'm trying to expand my presence.
Very good.
Because I am working on becoming the world's #1 jerky influencer.
I think
influence that jerky.
I believe in you.
Follow me, Sundown Motel, everything.
I like that shirt you're wearing, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Bill, we have a man between us.
Betwixt us.
Yeah, there's a man between us.
Not the first time there's ever had a man come between us.
No, sir. I would like to.
Every sense of the phrase.
Well, any sense that you would like to take it. Remember, as family a show as we can pull off. We're joined by okay. So I know that fans found your real name, but do you want me to refer to you? Can I refer to you as Steve?
Yeah, you can call me Steve Storkins. Yep.
Okay, so we're joined by Steve Storkins, the fan since '09 on Twitter. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. Flew all the way from Philadelphia. Thanks for having me on the joint. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Your Philadelphia, I guess, fandom or is not lost on us. For all of our audio listeners, you're missing out on a beautiful mask.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, the slogan of the city of Philadelphia is "When you're here, you're family," right?
I think that's the Olive Garden.
Hospitaliano.
Philadelphia, home of unlimited breadsticks. But we're really happy.
That is true.
really happy to have you.
But the breadsticks have cheese whiz on them.
You know what? I'm super down for that, and I'm probably gonna get some.
That
Phillies.
sounds delicious.
I'm probably gonna get some Phillies best after the show, just because you know what? It's close enough. But in case the folks aren't familiar with your work and your stances and what you like about NXT, let's give a little bit of an introduction, just so that we can learn a little bit more about you.
Well, I'm primarily known for Philadelphia sports, a little bit of social justice in there, also wrestling when I want to lose all my fans on Twitter. But
don't worry, we don't have any here. That's fine.
That's great.
Fit right in.
So is this all video, or are people listening to this, or
right now, as we're recording this live, people are only watching us on YouTube, but there are some folks who, after the fact, will download it on iTunes.
If you're just gonna listen to this, the theme is like heavy-set and bearded men. I mean, you're really missing out. You're really missing out.
If we have a type,
yeah, that is
our
certainly the type.
The only thing you're missing is a pair of spectacles.
Yes,
you're listening to
context.
You're listening to Bear Nation.
Exactly true.
Beef
Has anybody
Bear
ever
Nation.
told you your microphones look like Jumpin' Jim Brunzel's wang?
Well, with that, why don't we move on?
I prefer to think of it as B. Brian Blair's Ding Dong.
That's true, but don't let the Iron Sheik hear that.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
That would be a rant. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we wouldn't be able to keep it PG that time.
Yeah.
This
is PG.
We got PG.
PG-13 now. Yeah.
Sheiky, come on in. Well, because our show's on the network, they've got kind of like a looser standard. Why not? Anyway.
It's more like TV MALV.
Okay.
Well, there's going to be some N if I have anything to say about it.
It's definitely in. Am I the only person who pronounces it TV Malv?
No, you're not.
Okay, good.
Oh, well, I go Malv. I go the short A.
Malv.
Malv. So
TV Ma.
another revolutionary discussion here on as a part of the NXT show.
These are the kind of hot Seinfeld references you're only going to get on.
We got
this
these
after
hot
show.
takes.
Dolores. We should have a Seinfeld after show.
And tape it like it's the 90s.
I'm so down.
That would be great.
What we should just do is do the after show for whichever episodes of Seinfeld are on TBS in a given day.
Yeah.
We'll never know. That's amazing.
Well, you have to watch them.
I would be down for one for Law and Order SVU.
We've got one actually.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. It's pretty well. I mean, I was gonna say fun.
What about
but
standard Law and Order? That's going to be 20 shows a day for that.
It's fair. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Unfortunately, we're only talking about the show that airs one time a day,
Criminal
time a week.
Minds.
Criminal Minds.
Okay.
I mean, we have one of those too. We've got a lot of shows here on the AfterBuzz TV network.
You have a Two Broke
check them
Girls
out.
post show?
We did.
Oh.
It's canceled now.
That's true.
Just like us.
Yeah. Again, thank you for bringing us back from the brink of cancellation. But let's get started with Drew McIntyre versus second-generation superstar Rob Risen. Not a good showing for Mr. Risen here. I will give it to him. Similarly to when we saw Velveteen Dream versus Drew McIntyre live, he didn't give up. He just got the crap beat out of him.
He must have been listening to John Cena.
Yeah,
never give up.
Didn't give up. Yeah.
He didn't get it.
Absolutely. He read the tiny towel, the fine details, the fine print.
Because nobody watches the shot; they're just looking at his deep.
What
Exactly.
if you ran a hotel and like those were the towels in the?
That would be great. And then they'd be like, "Where's the bed?" Well, you can't see it. That would be the other one. And then
I think if WWE ever had like a licensed hotel in like
Yeah.
Vegas or
they would have the Never Give Up. But
Or
I
American
would want to watch my
Alpha.
full body with those.
Oh yeah,
Don't we all?
Rennie Willing and Gable.
anybody who has a terrible towel.
I was just thinking that I think that this guy should form a partnership with Bailey, and then they could call themselves the California Risens.
How long were you sitting on that one, Bill?
Well, I couldn't think of anyone from California until just now.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
while doing the show you were like,
yeah,
how
I
am
was
I going to
from
do this
California.
joke?
How's this joke gonna work?
Oh man, I like seeing the inside baseball on that.
If you can think of someone who is a male wrestler from California that's on the NXT or WWE roster,
Mojo.
look, he does not. He doesn't count. He's from. He's
DJ
from.
Perkins.
He's from
Brian Kendrick.
American Samoa.
Samoa.
His name is not California, Joe.
And I will never suggest that anyone do anything with TJP. Thank you very much.
What about Brian Kendrick?
Brian Condruk.
Kendrick.
Is he from California and like natively?
I thought so.
Okay,
I was pretty sure.
good for him. Hi, Spanky.
But why do they call you that?
Hi,
Don't-
Spank.
Spankster.
Spink,
That's my roommate called me that in college.
Spankarino. Ricky Ortiz. I said current roster, my man.
I was back on hand towels and I was
Yeah.
he's in his rally towel.
For riffs from several minutes ago. Here's Jimbo in the booth.
No, see, he's on a delay too.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We love you, Jimbo.
This was just Drew McIntyre showing how strong he was. And he wins with the single leg Yakuza. That had a name, but they keep switching between calling it a single leg Yakuza and not.
Should just call it the Claymore.
So that's
Yeah,
good.
That's kind of cool.
But I would like it if he did like a forward roll like how Tyler Bate does, because then it would be like the sword coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Hey.
They should stop. You should stop claying less.
So
Yep.
they're not all winners, but with
I
Bill,
gotta go. I've been canceled.
Bill's got about a 90% record.
Just getting word I've been canceled.
Getting word. Bill's canceled. Red dot on your forehead. So does anybody think that Drew McIntyre beating Rob Risen puts him right in line for the NXT Championship shot? That's what I thought. Like that's the thing about these enhancement matches where we get folks who may not have the best reputation on NXT TV, who are prone to losing a little bit. Rob Risen doesn't have the best record, and they're like, he ran through that guy who's good at losing. He should be the champion. Who's not that good at losing? That's why he's the champion.
This has been such a weird progression for McIntyre because it's like beats a chump, Almas, Blake, chump.
Risen,
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe that's like maybe this is legitimately the rankings. Maybe it's like because of NXT live events or whatever. They're like, and somehow Rob Risen is number 8 on the top 10. Like
Hey, he pulled one off against the Tommy.
the old Pro Wrestling Illustrated top 10s that you.
I'm really, this is the disrespect towards Rob Risen that I'm getting from you is palpable, and I'm having a problem.
Is your anger
A
rising?
little bit. My anger is rising.
Well, soon there'll be a bad moon rising.
Well, I in terms of, roster, I can't today. It's been a really long day. I was gonna make a Mojo Risen joke. I'm done. After this, I don't know what this does for Drew McIntyre. Going back down to Risen.
Doesn't do a
makes
thing.
him look strong. Gives him a little bit of the old brawn. We'll see.
It's nice. It's nice to see the guy on TV and get to go like, wow, look at the size of
look
that
at
guy.
I personally love it reminds me of like my childhood of seeing jobbers. I mean, that was I remember the first time on TV I saw like, you know, it was like Virgil versus the Texas Tornado. I was like, oh my God, it's 2 actual guys fighting. Like this is you know, it brings me back.
Yeah.
This is
Well, it's hard with matches like this. We're going to talk about the Velveteen Dream match later in the show, where that one seemed a little bit more even. But before we get to that, a reminder that we're going to be getting Ember Moon versus Billie Kay next week, and then we move on.
Peyton Royce.
Oh, it was Peyton Royce? They were both up there, and I got confused.
You're blinded by their iconic beauty.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. I'm a fool. After this, we get Authors of Pain versus Dead People. Akam just beat them both up while Razor was out getting a sweet talking to by Paul Ellering.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about strength? This was a solid showing of strength. They didn't even need both guys to take care of him.
Akam damn near killed him.
These are some large adult sons. I mean, these are some. We're talking like this is like nothing but trouble level big son. I mean, those are some. That's some man meat.
That's a deep cut.
Very deep cut.
Yeah.
Big boys.
Don't you talk to my writing sons ever again. That's not my Paul
They're
Ellering.
busy writing.
They're writing. Oh man.
My large adult sons are in the basement composing their tome. Please don't interrupt them.
Dude, tome composers? That's a rejected name. Yeah.
Or you
I think Paul Ellering should just bring back Rocco for this too. They could probably finally get Rocco over
For sure.
with these guys.
Poor
Definitely.
Rocco.
Yeah.
I was a big Rocco mark. I
Rocco
thought they
Rocco
gave
for
up
Hall
on
of Fame?
Absolutely. I thought
Rocco for Warrior
absolutely
Award?
Rocco for
Oh, yes.
Rocco for Warrior
There's
Award.
no one more inspirational
than
than
Rocco.
the story of a tiny puppet found in the rubble of a demolished Chicago home.
Yeah.
He survived that. It's like basically like
It is a story of
it's
survival.
basically Mil Muertes' origin story, but Mil Muertes isn't a ventriloquist dummy that we know of. I mean, he might be.
I mean, Katrina
He's
controlled it
basically
pretty well.
one of those. He's basically like a tiny, like Chilean miner that they pulled out of some rough, some collapsed road.
We're still talking about
Rubble
Mil
for a long
Muertes, right?
Either way,
Okay.
it's all very goosebumpsian. No matter what we're talking about. Well, I was just gonna say that you could also call them Tome Loke. See, this is what happens. See, this is what happens.
I had to
When
really
the jokes
try.
are flying too fast.
I had to really try not to spit out my water there, too.
You owe me a new keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
great.
camera equipment.
Just
and
Mountain Dew
television.
Code Red all over
This
everything.
really looks like Jim Brunzel's playing.
Well,
I can't.
Can't get over it?
No.
Is that why you're not talking directly into it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. I'm afraid to get too close.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. I mean,
Don't fear it. Ellering gets on the mic, talks about how heavy machinery is as foolish as they are large. Which
That's pretty foolish.
I like that line a lot. They have been there 1 year and are still undefeated. Have you not read the Book of Pain? I don't guess I haven't read the book. They haven't gotten it on Amazon. Haven't picked it up like the audiobook. Who would you want to read the audiobook of the Book of Pain? Nice cradle there.
Not Paul Ellering, not Eric Young for sure. 'Cause, you can never listen to it with headphones.
I would rather him do like a choose your own adventure book. 'Cause it-
Choices.
Choices.
Who?
Rocco.
Yeah, Rocco.
Rocco would be
Have
great.
Rocco read it.
Rocco would be good. Also, not doing a lot these days would be probably be available for it would be Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
Chapter 1, The Birth of Pain. I remember the first time I inflicted pain.
I just
now
want to hear
I'm-
this book.
no,
now
let
I'm-
this keep going. This is
And
the
now
rest
I'm
of the show,
gonna
guys.
write a book about it. There's no conspiracy here. It's just pain.
All right, just keep going.
Yeah, I'm ready for
Yeah,
it.
we're just gonna sit here.
Welcome to Book Circle Online, everybody.
Unlike bleeding, I have time to write this book.
But they talk about how they've beaten every team, and Heavy Machinery won't even be a footnote. They just don't match up. But Heavy Machinery comes out, they face off. Ellering pulls the authors away. Are we heading? Is this where we're going for Brooklyn?
Sure.
All right.
I mean, why not,
This is
right?
some-
He said they've beaten everybody. They've beaten all the tag teams.
So
Heavy
you
Machine-
got to do a last large son standing match.
Just grease them up.
Grease 'em up, throw them in there.
Grease them up. Put a
Put a ham in the middle of the ring and let
Exactly.
them go.
Yeah.
Ham on a pole match.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it's like the old death match where you put the barbed wire bat in the middle of the ring and have them start in the aisle. You just put the ham in, and then they all have to run
Go,
for
go. Oh,
it. Yeah.
you'll see those guys move so fast for that ham.
You don't want to read the Cliff's Notes to the author of Pain book because it's just a punch in the face.
Aaron B says, I tried to read the Book of Pain in Braille, but I made my fingers bleed, so I stopped. because it was pain.
That's a very real danger monsoon.
Yeah. Damn it. We gotta look. The last week we saw Roderick Strong and Bobby Roode. Kind of a cute thing on Twitter, or in the ring, and then it went to Twitter where Roddy didn't pick up a microphone back up and talked like, you know what? I'm gonna respond right now. He waited for Twitter like a real man. He says,
I'm an expert at that. I mean, that is what you do.
I mean, that's actually, it's great that we have you this. It's great that we have you this week. How would you maximize a message on Twitter for the ultimate response? Like what can Roddy do on Twitter to get Bobby Roode to accept at any term?
Crying Jordan.
Yes.
Crying Jordan. That's it. Bobby Roode, Crying Jordan. You got to fight. You got to fight after that.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode could not run away from being Crying Jordan.
And also in the photo, you have to make sure either you tag.
You tag him.
You tag a lot of people, though. You tag some people who are going to definitely
Or
like DJ Khaled.
Or
that's good.
Actually, here's what he asked somebody else to do this. Then he takes a screenshot of that tweet, posts it, and just says, "Who did this?" That will definitely get under his skin.
So you're saying that he should fat Jew it?
Yes, he should fat Jew it. The other fat Jew, not this one.
Right, not this one either.
Solid memery. I have nothing to speak on being fat.
No. Combo breaker.
Yeah, that's me.
Fat Jew.
Yeah, whatever you
Toasty.
That's me. After this, we get a package from Sonya Deville talking about how I would never ask for this. I was born for. I don't know why I went to that way. I never asked for this.
Perfect
I
Sonya
was
Deville impression.
sorry, Sonya. I never asked for this. I was born for this. I really like this video package.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, we're gonna see her in action next week. Who do you is it gonna be? Like a Liv Morgan or like a Candice? Like who do you think we're gonna?
Yeah, like I think it's gonna be like a Sarah Logan type.
Yeah, I could hear you on that
Just
one.
someone that she's gonna just punch
destroy.
in the face.
Yeah.
You know, I keep harping on this, but I'd like to see Mandy Rose back in action. I don't want to necessarily see her get just trucked by Sonya, but
Yeah.
you know, good way to get her back on TV, maybe.
Yeah, give Sonya that little jobber run for a while. Let her get some notches there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people get punched in the face. That'd be great.
Do you want a strike finisher or a submission finisher or a move finisher?
Well, she has the standing shining wizard. That's her. But yeah, she also needs a submission.
Yeah, she definitely needs a submission.
Just a rear naked or something. Just anything.
I was just about to say rear naked. Yeah, I think that's
yeah.
That's also in my my Pornhub search bars. Rear naked.
Actually, speaking of rear naked,
It goes like stepmom, rear naked, SSBBW. What's the other one? I don't know. You got the point.
Wait, SS BBW, is that like Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS?
No, it's like just Google it. Everybody go Google right now.
Don't.
Load up Pornhub.
Safe search off.
SSBBW.
Safe search off.
Safe off.
Image search.
Do this at work. If you're listening at work right now, do this in the middle of your office.
Is anyone else tired of Google always saying, "Did you mean rears naked"?
I'm not familiar with this issue.
No.
Oh man.
Oh, so it's just me.
Oh, now all of a sudden it's my problem. I was gonna say, speaking of rear naked, Velveteen Dream was in action versus the recently well, I mean, there was kind of an illusion in the match versus Raul Mendoza. I mean, we talked about how much we love
I don't understand why
Velveteen Dream.
Raul Mendoza does not go by the line Mendoza. That he needs to do that.
Why does he need to go by the line Mendoza?
It's
It's a baseball thing.
Oh, see, that's the thing.
I forgot him with the indoor kids today.
Yeah, that's me.
I gotta alternate the
Mark,
work on the material.
Mark plays the video game.
I've been to a baseball once. There was a time where I couldn't figure out.
Dale Torborg doesn't count. Watching the Dale Torborg match doesn't count as a baseball game.
One time there's a baseball. I saw a baseball and I couldn't figure out why it was getting closer, and then it hit me.
See, he always stumps me with Pokemon references, and now I just know that baseball's his kryptonite.
No,
There you go. Respond all
dude, I used to hardcore watch the Dodgers. Yeah.
Watched them all the time, so hard.
No, seriously. Like back when the glory days of Mike Piazza, Eric Karras.
A Piazza.
Piazza.
Eric Karras.
Eric Karras.
Was that when Mike Piazza did the press conference to say he wasn't gay? That was my favorite Mike
That
Piazza
was-
moment.
that was after.
That was one of my greatest moments in baseball
I
history.
think that was when he went to Florida. I think it was before Mets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Either way. See, I know a ball or two. Speaking
You
of
know,
a couple
gay press conferences.
Speaking
yeah.
of a couple of balls and a gay press conference,
He pressed him. He pressed his balls.
Dude, there was a very questionable shot when Dream took off his headband, and there
Oh yeah, the buffalo. There was a straight buffalo shot. That was
yeah.
Buffalo
Raul
Girls, why don't you come out
was
tonight?
hunched over, bent over in front. It looked a little questionable, but Dream was just slapping him across the back, the back of the head, and you know
that's why we pay the $10.
it's for that specifically.
That's why I would pay.
all
That's
been-
why I pay $10.
It's all been building up to this moment.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love Velveteen Dream is just so much fun, and in this one, Raul Mendoza, recent signee, it's good to see that he was trying. We learned a little bit about what his flavor is going to be, the type of offense and defense that he offers, but it was just not enough to take down the Velveteen Dream.
It ain't vanilla.
No. I like the look of the roll through Death Valley Driver. That was cool.
That was
I
really
love
cool.
that move so much.
Smooth, if you will. He wins with he said raining down. I don't know if that was the name of the finisher or not, but the
It should not
reverse
be the
elbow
name of the
drop.
finisher.
No.
It didn't look quite as good.
There's
as the
too many
first
things
one.
in WWE that involve rain. Don't just
Just
change
Roman
it.
Reigns.
Yeah, that's almost too much. Too many. Reigns.
Yeah, this match was fun. I'm excited to see where Velveteen Dream goes from here.
Might goose my cans down just a skosh.
Okay.
Juice him a sweet can. Thanks,
How's
bud.
that? Is that a little bit
That
better?
was so much better.
So much better. Was it the Roman Reigns? Was it that?
I've been getting my ears blasted out this whole time.
They're not
all
good
right.
headphones. They're not bad phones. They're just headphones.
They're just headphones. Son of a biscuit.
Sierra Hotel.
Are they here? Tommy. We got to look back at Tommy and Oni. It gets broken up by Cassius Ohno. We're backstage with Cassius Ohno. You know what? I don't know where our friendship stands. You know
He
what?
said he was still a good guy. He's he's not a bad guy.
I sunk to his level. He's a good guy. He's
the
just stuck in a mode, and he's just dwelling. He needs to build a bridge and get over it. We're reaching Roderick Strong levels of promo class.
I mean, I
folks.
gotta beat my friends every once in a while when they get stuck in ruts. I mean,
makes sense.
who among us hasn't had to do that? Hasn't had to have a match to the death with our best friends?
Hey man.
Doesn't mean
Hey,
they're bad
you.
people.
Get your damn hands
Hey,
off
man.
of me.
It's Alex Wright, the German.
Hey man,
That is way more Tommy Wiseau than
you must be
Alex
kidding,
Wright.
aren't you? But he says that he
What a story.
That's what the interviewer should have done. Wow, that's a great story, Cassius. Ha 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 ha. Oh, hi,
Definitely
Cassius.
should. I like that.
Cassius. You're my favorite wrestler.
I like that when you were retelling Cassius's promo, you were doing like every Ed Grimley gesture, like, I don't know what's happening with Hideo Tommy, I must say.
Why not? It was so not over the top. He was just a guy talking, and like it wasn't as compelling. He doesn't seem super fired up as like the right after the match backstage where Tommy was tearing up the locker room and he was just like like everybody was high and elevated, but maybe not specifically high, but definitely there were elevated tensions were high.
Smoking them jazz cigarettes.
Jazzy Jeffs, as I call him. I don't call him that. But it was just like, you know what? My friend's a jerk, but he's a good guy. Like, it's really weird because he was like, I don't know what the message of the promo was.
It's like when your friend is like, "Can you talk me up to the girl that I just broke up with? Can you go to her house and just try to like beg her back?" And you go and you say, he's a good guy. I know he finishes in like 3 seconds, but he's really a good guy. You got to give him another chance. It was one of those.
Maybe you should stop looking up rear naked. On
But here's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing,
Google
though.
search.
If you're a wrestler, finishing in 3 seconds is like the best you
I
can
know.
possibly do.
I mean, that's the point of wrestling. It's
Yeah.
finishing in 3 seconds. But it's like that. But then he comes back and said, "Yeah, it didn't quite work out," and then walks in with his ex. It's like,
True.
"Hey, you beat Oni, but I'm gonna beat Aleister Black."
Look, we weren't going to talk about it. This wasn't the best episode of NXT. Just this, like between
Everybody has an off.
Not
week once in
so
a while.
compelling.
Yeah.
Not as
that.
compelling.
just between this Hideo Ono feud and the Rude Strong feud, it's like, what is even happening? And Drew McIntyre's over
beating
here
up Rob
just
Rising.
kicking
Yeah.
jerks in the face. Like, no one look at him.
Yeah, seriously, like nobody noticed this guy.
Look at Drew McIntyre. Well, not now. Earlier.
Essentially.
Yeah, it's just the energy for the show is weird. It just was very weird.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of tell when it started, like nothing is going to happen today.
Yeah.
It's
not
like
a whole
we
lot
played
happened.
this episode in reverse.
True.
I think we might have actually by accident.
No, this was recent. This was today, unfortunately.
No, in reverse.
In reverse.
Yeah.
Episode in reverse. Like it ended with Drew McIntyre like winning
Just beating
a
some
match.
dude. Yeah.
It started with Asuka and Nikki Cross falling into each other's arms.
Beautifully.
Yeah.
Rising from hell.
It's basically just the end of Black Swan. But we'll
I
get
don't
to
know.
that in a second.
Sure. Well, actually, like,
Well.
are you looking forward to Ono versus Black?
No. Oh, Black.
Aleister Black.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I thought it was fighting Tommy. What would you
No,
No,
it's
next
Aleister
week
Black.
is
No,
Aleister
that's the
Black.
thing is like,
Oh, joke.
you beat Oni, but I'm gonna beat Aleister Black.
You know, you stinker.
So, eh.
Why is there no Aleister White? I don't think that's being erased.
Well.
Alistair Lives Matter, all right?
No, but I actually think that actually should be a pretty good match. I wish that was this week.
Yeah.
I wish there was something
You know,
pretty
these
interesting.
two gentlemen have a history by other
No,
names.
no, this is the first time they've ever fought. They said it on NXT the first time ever.
This is the first time ever Cassius Ohno and Aleister Black have fought.
Ever.
So
They
there's
never even knew
Just like how last week was, or 2 weeks ago was the first time that Shinsuke Nakamura and Kevin Owens ever fought, except for all those times that they fought at house shows and in Japan and stuff.
They didn't. No, that was a different guy. That's
Yeah,
how they
no,
get
different
you.
guy.
That's how they get you.
They look similar. There's nothing outside
Close.
of WWE. There's no
No, I'm
wrestling outside
talking
of
about
WWE.
at WWE live events.
Oh, that's right.
and,
Yeah. Okay.
Japan.
Fair. They haven't fought the first time on television.
Yeah.
It's all that matters is TV
A
Ws.
first time ever match on television.
Yeah. It's all an asterisk.
These names.
Now, speaking of being between names, there was an NXT Women's Championship match. It was an elimination triple threat match
What, tonight?
tonight.
Oh.
There was.
Blink and you'll miss it.
The easy highlight of this match was Asuka being sassy along with her introduction.
Yeah.
It was giving her the introduction. She's like, champion. I'm a champion.
No, but the unsung MVP of this match was a guy in a pink shirt that randomly came out, did nothing, stood
What's
there.
all this then?
Yeah, that guy
What's
was my
all
favorite
the...
guy.
Oh, no!
Oh, the people are fisticuffing.
You just cannot bring a guy with a pink shirt on TV and then just not establish who he is. I mean, I want this to be a
He
long
should have
running.
had a
This is
little
like the
bit.
great mystery of like who the pink shirt is. It's like the white Hummer from WCW, who the pink shirt man is. You can build a guy. You can get a new guy, throw a pink shirt on him. He's pink shirt guy.
He did it for you, Rock.
He
It's
did.
all free.
But yeah, this was kind of a disappointing.
This was like the fact that this was less interesting than the first time they met, despite
Yeah.
the additional gimmick of having it be elimination.
Yeah.
So Ruby Ray gets eliminated first,
Right.
and then immediately after that, they like point out like there's no disqualifications here. It's still a triple threat match.
No disqualification,
And then, like
no count out.
45
And
seconds later,
You guys weren't here. Well, I asked these guys too. I was just like, well, wait, so there's no disqualification, right?
Exactly. And then the ref's
I
like,
don't know
hey,
anything."
ring the bell. I don't know where they went. And then the camera finds where they went. And they're still beating the crap out of each other to the point where they come back out to the stage to go, like,
It was so weird.
there was so much. If it's no disqualification, Nikki could still throw Asuka into the ring and pin her. Asuka could still throw Nikki into the ring and pin her. There's no reason to call the match that early.
I don't know about you guys, but folks, if I wanted to see women reach an unsatisfied climax, I would have stuck with my ex-wife.
Hey.
Maybe it was a thing where like they like Asuka threw Nikki into the backstage area or vice versa, and then the disc just kept spinning and it wouldn't load the backstage area. So the ref's like, we gotta reboot the whole thing.
You guys remember that? You guys remember
system.
that? What was that with WCW Backstage Brawl? Remind
Yeah,
me of that.
Backstage
Remind me
Assault.
kind of that Backstage Assault. Yeah,
It was awful.
that
You
was-
could be Mean Gene in that game.
Well, if you need to find the assault, you go to the catering.
Hey.
backstage.
This was just baffling. It was a poor decision from the ref. I think it showed it, even though we've seen that ref around for a little bit, that showed inexperience. And if we had like Drake in there, probably
No,
would
it
have
would
run
not.
a little bit
That
different.
shit would not have gone.
Either Drake,
Either Drake.
Wirtz, or Drake.
No, I meant Drake. I didn't
Yeah.
mean words.
He's like, started from the bottom. I guess we're backstage now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
I would like to know, since we do have a fair amount of fans commenting about this match,
Yeah.
let us know what you thought about the decision. We had Aaron B talking about there's no DQ, but the ref still does the 5 count on the ropes. for like the submission.
Ooh, yeah. Good
right.
call.
Sam Jones, freaking ref.
Real ref show here.
Boza
This
said-
guy should go work for the NBA, am I right?
Right, yeah.
Hey.
Nice.
Courteous Hiosphorus. I just always have a good time with his name. Tonight was the ref's wedding anniversary, and he wanted to be home quickly, so we called the match early.
Let me ask you a Philadelphia question real quick.
Yeah.
How in the world has Joel Embiid not been involved with WWE yet?
That blows my mind. I don't know. On one hand, his every ligament in his leg would explode the minute he stepped into a ring. But on the other hand, it would so be worth it to see him step into a ring. He should just fight Big Show at WrestleMania. That's why hasn't this happened?
Awesome.
But I can't wait for the speaking of the Sixers, I just want them to become like the heel basketball team now. I mean, that's led by Embiid, be like the NWO of the NBA. Everybody hates them.
And Rodman could be their mentor.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Rodman never played for the Sixers, did he?
No.
No. You're like, yes,
No.
he played basketball. How dare you? Yeah, of course it was a basketball. He's in the dang hall of pain.
Yeah, no, Rodman, I could see Rodman working in there.
That's what he do.
Just Rodman on the outside, like in the front row with his
Watching.
feet up,
Watching.
smoking a cigar, doing a Max Cady laugh throughout the whole thing. Just like, ha, ha, ha.
That'd be great. Let's do this.
It's like, let me call my buddy Kim Jong. Tell him how good my boys are doing.
Sorry about this comment, but
Yeah.
it does relate to our conversation. Sam Jones says, felt like the refs that screwed Dallas in Green Bay.
No, whenever Dallas gets screwed, it's good. That ref is a hero.
Then moving on, Aaron B. Somebody said Don Dorian said Nikki has been screwed 3 times in a row. Because there was the dive from the.
That's another Pornhub search.
That's a, I've never heard you laugh like that, like in reverse. That's some good, beautiful inward singing. So, does anybody think that Ruby or Nikki are gonna get another chance again just after tricky ref business?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's WWE, of course.
Oh, maybe
Do you think things are going to have consequences? Come
maybe
on.
a strap match. Well, what we did, the only thing that we learned, other than Pink Shirt Guy is a hero.
Yeah.
which
Hero.
should be our dad.
Why don't they do a pink shirt guy on a pole?
Pink
Just
shirt
to
guy on
spin
a
him
pole.
over the ring
Well,
like Judy
what I was
Bagwell.
going to say is,
What's this?
what we learned is that Asuka's one weakness is cold water.
Yes.
Because you got dunked in that and just immediately down.
It's done.
Yeah,
Just
Nikki tried to
boom.
waterboard her.
So maybe like if William Regal's like, how can we settle this? How can we settle this amicably with a fair match? Asuka's gonna be like, well, I mean, let's not do a cold water match. Like,
But the twist is
At
when they
NXT
throw
TakeOver.
Asuka into the cold water, other Asukas just pop out of her.
oh
as
no,
she
she's a
reproduces.
gremlin.
Yeah,
She's a
exactly.
mogwai.
She's a gremlin.
Oh, I just realized that was kind of racist. Sorry.
I didn't hear it. Anyway. And we've been canceled again. Thanks, everybody.
You
But
kind of knew when you got me on that was going to happen.
This week it's really weird when, like, for most NXTs we could pull out, oh, this was great. They're heading, like, we're still heading towards back 3 Brooklyn. We're heading towards the next takeover, and we kind of have an idea of where they're going. Ember Asuka seems inevitable, so why are they spending so much time with Asuka versus everybody else, and Ember getting back on her feet instead of just jumping into that? Is Roddy and Bobby Roode going to go all the way to takeover? Is it actually going to be just heavy machinery in AOP? Is there going to be a gimmick to it? Are they going to reinforce the ring? Like, we still don't have a heading. I know it's a couple months out, but it's still everything could change in an instant because NXT's always been, oh well, we had that title match already, so now moving on. It's a very, I don't know where our singles matches are going to be. I mean, I would presume Ono Atami.
We still have such a long way to go.
Yeah,
to get to,
we'll see.
So there's some things that I feel like need to get resolved before we get to there, but it's possible we could stretch them all out. Here's what I recommend. You have Asuka and Nikki on TV in some sort of stipulation match, like strap match, cage match, something, dog collar match maybe, and then
Coal miner's glove match.
Sure. Spin the wheel, make the deal match, and then you have Roddy and Bobby Roode in a shark cage match. But here's the twist: you put Roddy in a shark cage, you put him 47 meters down, and then Bobby Roode just wrestles somebody else.
Sounds good.
And then Mandy Moore's not involved either.
Well, that would.
Do people actually like Roddy? I mean, this is just the thing. I know you and I are on the same
Allegedly?
page. I've never met one person that's like, man, Roddy's strong. that guy's the business.
I've met a lot of people who like his ring work from the indies. I haven't met anyone who since
Have they watched him?
Well, he got a lot better in those last few years in the indies. Like he really became a really
started
good
to step
wrestler.
up.
Yeah.
Can I make a comment on that?
Please do.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a big fan of Roderick Strong on the Indies, like you're saying.
Mhm.
But for me, the
You're just a-
entertaining thing about him is his backbreakers and his ways he could do it and his freaky strength. So when he does all this cool stuff and then he beats a guy with a kick to the face, it just takes me out of the game.
Yeah.
Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
I
Makes
get you.
sense.
I just haven't, like when we saw the 3-part or whatever story about Roderick Strong, like we learned a lot more about him as a person, and I think a lot of people started to like the idea of him as a person, but I think that as far as an NXT character, it's not really
No,
cooking.
it's not there.
Yeah.
But we'll find out.
And I mean, Rude isn't the most. It's a cool intro. He's not. This is from someone who watched years and years and years and years of TNA. He's just not. He's
Splits a
not
lot.
someone that's gonna really shake the world up. It's just like he kind of is what he is. He's at a certain level. Okay. So it's just not. Yeah. The title situation just is not super interesting. They don't have those like personalities like all the guys that went up. They haven't. They've
Yeah.
kind of struggled replacing
I
it.
think-
They're in the system, but they're not at the top level yet. It was weird, I don't think they have the guys like they don't have the next Owens. They don't have the next Zayn. They don't have the next.
I think it would be. I feel like they should get to McIntyre versus Rude for the Brooklyn takeover, but they might stretch out Strong versus Rude until then and hold off on McIntyre until the Survivor Series one. Yeah.
Unless they do one in between.
They're
Well,
not.
it just seems like they want to make McIntyre just look super strong week after week after week. They don't really need to do. I think
Yeah,
we
just
get
look
it.
at 'em.
We get it. Yeah, like we get it. I don't think anybody would be like, why is this guy get a title shot? It's just we get it.
As opposed to when we asked ourselves that with Roderick Strong, with Cassius Ohno. Hideo Itami, everybody was super pulling for him.
Yeah.
And then he was immediately pulled back out of the title picture. Like, why? That was an interesting story.
Exactly.
Well, because he lost in fairly convincing fashion to Bobby Roode.
I mean, yeah, but so did other people that stick around. We've been getting various forms of Asuka, Nikki Cross, Ruby Riott, the iconic
constantly.
ones. Like, we get repeat matches all the time in WWE, and it's usually the night after one happens on a big stage.
But as far as this Nikki Cross Asuka thing, I think we're going to get one more on TV, and then I think Ember Moon versus Asuka at Takeover, and then that's going to be probably the big title change that weekend.
The thing we're going to expect, Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification,
Yeah, maybe.
something like that.
probably.
Just because this was so apparently like, no, stop the match before something crazy happens.
You mean between Asuka and Nikki?
Yes,
Cross. Yeah,
absolutely. There has to
absolutely.
be some.
There has to be some kind of shenanigans.
Ron Corleone in chat says NXT is lacking a guy that's the total package.
Yep.
Well, they should look at the Velveteen Dream.
He's got
Look at his package.
So
several
what's
packages.
Lex Luger doing?
He's looking for a new bus. But before we go, there wasn't anything too huge this week news-wise, was there? Not
The
really.
Authors of Pain. Those guys are pretty huge.
Clever girl.
Heavy machinery also.
Yeah, those are all.
Those big meat boys.
That is a
Yeah, there
meaty-
wasn't a lot of NXT news in the past week for sure. For sure.
The end.
Just like
Was-
May Young Classic stuff.
Yeah.
That was it.
But was there anything from with Spandex that you worked on or that Brandon worked on that went up that you want to talk about and put over with our last couple of minutes?
Yeah, we had this has been a really amazing week for us. Over the weekend, it went up on Monday. Brandon got to interview Allison Brie and 2 other people from the new Glow show, and that's really great. And then
Did he tell him I said what's up?
no, and then even better
Nobody ever
was
tells anybody I said what's up.
today we
Ron Killingsville.
we finally released our Glacier mini
Did
documentary.
you tell Glacier I said what's
Excellent.
up?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And so the Glacier mini documentary was a real labor of love for all of us at Uproxx, and it took a long time to get it put together, but it was well worth the wait. We're really proud of it. Brandon also put together an amazing feature to go along with it that has elements of interview that we did with Glacier, and please go check that out. Uproxx.com with spandex.com, uproxx.com/pro wrestling. Check it out. We're very proud of it, as I said. It's been a very big week for us. And, over the weekend and the next week, we're going to have our Friday, we'll have our Money in the Bank predictions from with Spandex. Sunday, we'll have the coverage. And then Monday, Brandon will have his best and worst of Money in the Bank. So, it's pay-per-view weekend. It's fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz coming out. There's a lot of NXT folk in the Money in the Bank matches this week. Yeah. So it'll and the show just is going to be fun. SmackDown hasn't disappointed yet.
Money in the Bank is
it's fun.
In my opinion, the matches I looked forward to the most every year are Royal Rumble and then Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm. They're solid matches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
solid card.
Yeah. So we're gonna see the first women's Money in the Bank match, and it might be terrifying, but it might be amazing.
It might be the best
We've
thing.
never seen a women's ladder match in WWE,
and they went with incredible. A multi-woman, the biggest stakes sort of a match.
Sure.
I
think it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I don't really, that's the one that I think I'm gonna watch the show for. I mean, I don't think anybody else is.
I'm excited to see Shinsuke Nakamura and Baron Corbin and
Sami
Zayn in a ladder match. Last time Zayn and Owens were in a ladder match together, Owens got just obliterated by
Zayn killed Kevin Owens.
Driver on the laying down ladder. It was crazy.
Yeah, where his head was just in it, and you're like, he looks just dead. That was great. I kind of want to go back and watch that.
Yeah, that's a
AJ Styles in a Money in the Bank match, man. That's just gonna be a solid match.
Someone's just gonna take a murder.
And also Dolph Ziggler's there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Dolph Ziggler.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I remember you.
Hey, Dolph Ziggler
got a name.
So any last thoughts about NXT, where we hope it will go? Steve, if there's anything that you want to see from NXT leading up to back to Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, I'd way rather see McIntyre Roode. I just think that's the more interesting of the two. I just don't think the chemistry is quite there for Roddy Strong and anybody in humanity and life. But yeah, I just don't see it. So I'm hoping they don't stretch it out too long, or they don't keep him around. I think but I think there's too many other guys in the pipeline that could be a little bit more interesting at the top. I don't know if Roode loses, if he's ready, if he's main roster ready. I'm not sure, but he could, he can slide in and, be a guy in that crowded, main world title situation. But, it's TNA. I just have flashbacks of the years of my life I spent watching that show.
Sorry about your damn luck. But
I did cross the line, and I regret it. I regretted crossing the line.
No! Don't cross the line. It's the worst idea.
I also want to mention we have our new shirts for everyone's favorite sequel that has ever happened, Terminator 2: Secret of the Ooze.
Wait, that's not what it was called.
It was. So that's what this movie was called, Terminator 2: Secret of the Ooze.
That's exactly
what it was called.
That's precisely what it was called. You know that. Have
You're thinking of TMNT 2: Judgment Day.
Oh,
yeah, close. How there's that world where there was that genie movie starring Sinbad.
That's a real movie.
Yeah, I know. That's a real movie.
He was a business guy that ignored his kids, and he had to become a genie and help other people before he could to teach himself how to be a good dad. I swear to God, I saw that movie.
Yeah, just like this
Unnecessary roughness. Anyway, if you want to buy this shirt, you go to nxteam.spreadshirt.com.
And to help celebrate the Hobos Hawaiian tour, we also have the I Broke Oahu's Neck just went up as well. Leg. Just break my neck because I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. Let's go home, everybody. Before we go, though, Steve, thank you again for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me ruin your show.
Oh, no, don't worry. We get canceled every week.
Great, perfect.
But if there's anything you're working on, anything you want to put over, anything you want to promote.
Just FanSince09 on all the social media platforms. I really don't do anything but Twitter, but my accounts exist everywhere. Why not? And that's it.
What's your stance on the fake mask?
What fake mask?
The mask's stunt double.
I like when he does the Smockin' tweet. That's a good guy too. Yeah. The Smockin' tweet is very good.
Shout out to Trill Bollins, who's definitely not watching this, or will never listen to this.
Yeah. Not shout out to Iron Ghazi though. He's terrible.
Thanks again, Steve. Bill, aside from all of the cool stuff on Uprocks, what else are you working on?
Head on over to Uprocks.
Cool. So I just leave, right?
I mean, we'll see you.
All right. Yeah. Bye.
Okay. All right. All right, Bill.
Yeah, head on over to Uprocks, and he's going to destroy the set.
Yep.
But beyond that, you can find me on all social media at Sundown Motel.
And you can find me on Twitter at Mark Donica. If you're a fan of video games, we're going to have an E3 sort of blowout of all of the big news on our sister network, Popcorn Talk. A blowout on at 8 p.m. But thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to head over to nxtnotespreadshirt.com. Follow the Hobo at True Hobo. Follow all of us here at AfterBuzz TV. Leave us a comment, subscribe, a thumbs up on iTunes, on YouTube, everything. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Bye, Hobo.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Go Cowboys!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.